Welcome to episode 90. The date is January 21st. I'm your host, Case P, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G, and the cat's asshole. How's it going, Cody?
Would it be funny if I was a corpse and this cat just started eating me?
It did kind of look like that when you weren't reacting to it. And it also looked like that was a planned thing for it to jump up right when the intro was going.
Starts eating my corpse.
It wouldn't take long. That's what those fuckers do.
That's all my business. Oh, let's crack open a pop. They brought back Baja Blast, 20
That's
years.
Right. I felt like I saw that somewhat regularly. I didn't know it was a big deal that it was coming back.
It's like every summer, every spring.
Okay. If only they could do that with Game Fuel, huh?
Right.
Especially because you can at least get Baja Blast somewhere else at all times. Which you could at Arby's for a little bit with Game Fuel, but that didn't last long. And I wonder how long they were doing it without us knowing, too.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part.
Anymore.
Yep. Well, they upgraded as a whole. I'll give them that.
Incorrect.
That's definitely true. What have you been up to, partner?
Let's see. I just work, watch the Lions win today. Not a Lions fan. I could care less, but excited for Renee's family. My in-laws, because they're diehards. So they're seeing shit they haven't seen before in their lifetime. Yeah.
I think it'd been better if you just left it. You're excited for families, not even like your family.
Excited for families. Yeah, just all the Michigan families, Eminem's families, just Detroit families, families dollars. Excited for them.
What the hell is families Oh, no, Jesus Christ. That took me too long.
Oh, shit. It was even dumber when you repeated it.
For some reason, my mind went to like a shitty Detroit rapper, so my mind wasn't even on what was actually logical there. Yeah, that was, I only saw part of the game. I just saw the ending when I was getting ready for this. I had it on the background. I don't care about the Lions. We talked about this last week, and it's hard for me to root for a Michigan team, but I guess I usually root for the underdogs, so it's kind of conflicting. Like I said, the one nice thing is if they make it to the Super Bowl, or especially if they win it, that'd be one more team above the Browns, which would be even though it'd be sad for Michigan for me, that'd be a bonus. I am mainly just rooting against the Chiefs at this point. I wanted the Texans to go, but I had a feeling they wouldn't go all the way, and sadly they lost. So
one of the worst teams in the playoffs too.
Lamar Jackson did it again, fucking crazy. And the defense kind of wasn't like Stroud played terrible. They just showed how good they were, holding him to that, because we saw what he can do. So yeah, I'm a little worried about the Ravens.
Yeah, they could go all the way.
Yeah,
I was telling Renee that she thinks like the whole psyop thing. There's no way Kansas City doesn't fucking win this year with Taylor Swift. But I was like, I don't know how they beat the Ravens, the Bills, and the Ravens.
I'm definitely worried about Chiefs. Like I said, they just seem to have that fucking magic the Patriots have in the playoffs, and also, coincidentally enough, they also have a quarterback that gets all the calls just like the Patriots did. So probably not a coincidence there. Does she think it's a psyop as well, or you're just saying what you think?
No, she's also like, there's just no way that they let this go to waste.
But she thinks that's real, like them is real, and they're taking advantage of it, or no?
I don't know. We didn't really get that deep into it.
No, I'd like to get that deep into it. So like I said, I would, if anything, I'd be all on board with that. And that tells you also how much I hate the Chiefs, because if they get knocked out, that's less Taylor Swift, and I'm like, it's fine by me. It's one of the few times I'll say it.
What's this Taylor Swift getting projected on the Jesus Christ in Brazil? Is this a real thing?
I don't know about this.
Okay.
You live in another reality when you start talking about stuff.
Rio's iconic Christ. Oh yeah, yes, USA Today. I will fucking pause my ad blocker for your dying media for your 31 ads. Rio's iconic Christ statue welcomes Taylor Swift with open arms, thanks to Swifties and a priest.
It should have been Creed, if we're being honest. Scott Stapp.
That's right, dude. Yeah, they just projected. Okay, it says "Welcome to Brazil" on it, and Brazilians. Okay. The conspiracy circles. It sounded like they were like projecting like Taylor Swift's face on Jesus or something. They're just turning Jesus Christ into Taylor Swift. It's a little less malicious than I thought it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you to that priest. That opened arms. Oh, with arms wide open. Thanks to Swifties and a priest. I like how Swifties was first. I like how Swifties is capitalized.
It is her last name, so it should be capitalized, you know?
Yep. You know what else is capitalized in this statement here? Christ. Man. She's something else, huh?
Oh, she definitely is. We got a whole podcast. You want to do episode 91? You do a Taylor Swift special?
Nah, I'm good.
During the Lions game, Chris Collinsworth, fucking awful announcer. I don't know how close attention you're paying to it. I don't know if you're kind of just like sitting off to the side or if you're actually watching it. But
I was watching it. I just don't listen to the announcers, though.
I wish I had that ability because 90% of them are fucking ass. And Chris Collinsworth, it was one of the plays where Jared Goff was throwing it and then, or no, they ran it. And the Buccaneers defender got a penalty. It was when he almost knocked the dude's helmet off. Do you remember that?
The face mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris Collinsworth had some great analysis. He said that that guy should not have done that because it was obvious that they were not going to throw to that guy because the last drive they didn't throw to him. I was like, oh yeah, that's never happened before where one drive they don't throw to a player and next drive they throw to that player. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He should just like, well, here it is. If you're going to throw to him this drive, I know you won't. And then just fucking gets burnt. I couldn't believe he said that. So that was wild.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. That's why we need to start up the sports podcast again. We just go on rants here. But nothing else for you you've been up to?
Nope.
All right. I've been working too. Some more overtime again. Besides that, I know it's your favorite part.
Your little diary part.
It's actually a couple things again this time, though. We didn't even talk about the end of last episode. We were going out for pizza for finally getting the achievement race going again. My trophy. Oh, I should have had it here. I should have had my crown on this episode. I really fucked up here. But we did that and went and got pizza. And then you had to split up and we went to an escape room. It was the same company that I talked about in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago. It was a castle theme, or no. Yes, it was a castle theme one. Mixing all these escape rooms up. It was one of the cooler ones I've done. It was awesome. I won't spoil it in case you end up doing that one. And then the reason I was mixing up as well is I went again last night with Danielle and my sister, and we did the Titanic escape room. And it wasn't as cool as a castle, but it was pretty cool. And
nice.
A little bit of a spoiler here. It's probably not shocking, but no water rushed in. I was kind of hoping for something real dumb like that, or at least have it be freezing in there. And not only was it not freezing, it was so fucking hot in there. It was I had a hoodie on. I took that off. Just had an undershirt. It was fucking burning up, and I don't think that's how they felt during the Titanic. But I could be wrong. But one of the cool things they had, the floors were tilted, so it was like the ship was rocking, but it's just always obviously stable like that. Like certain sections of the floor were tilted. But it was
that's cool.
Yeah, good alternative because obviously I know my hopes were a little unrealistic. You can't really do that in a real life building. But that's actually all I've been up to besides stuff we'll talk about in here later in the show. So anything from the weeks before you want to talk about?
Nope.
Alrighty. Um, I only have one thing aside from stuff that will come up later in the episode. I kind of started doing it last week, and I'll probably continually do it to, even if we miss stuff from the weeks before, just to add it where it makes sense in the show. Like we have some new stuff from last week, but I feel like it's kind of weird to talk about those things and then go to those topics later. So we have that later, but the only thing I forgot was I went to my work party last week, and it was cocktail casual, was a dress attire. I've never heard that in my life, and I was like, this is not up my alley at all, and I don't know what I'm doing here. And so I just wore some khakis and a button up, which I don't think is cocktail attire. I think I was way underdressed. But then there's some people that showed up in hoodies and ripped up jeans, and I was like, all right, well, I think I'm safe now, because most people are dressed up in really nice dresses and suits and all kinds of shit. So,
but HR loved those people. Someone in HR had this really cool, like they had saw it on Pinterest or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. People are going to love it.
One of the
Was that
best
really?
ones, the most raggedy looking guy, showed up with he didn't work there, and he showed up with his girlfriend that worked there, and she was all decked out, and he just showed up in hoodies, a sideways hat, and tore up jeans. Oh, that is fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah. She was cocktail casual, and he was Charleston, West Virginia casual. He was fentanyl epidemic casual.
I talked a few weeks ago about how every year me and my brother and a group of our friends growing up get together, and there was a guy that my brother knew growing up. I never met him until that event that we all met up at. But his name's HP. He's a DJ, and I was at
Hewlett Packard.
what's that?
Hewlett Packard.
He's kind of nerdy. I feel like it stands for health points or hit points, whatever.
That's
But
awesome.
I haven't asked him. But we were at the work party, and the DJ, I was like, this guy looks just like him. And I was like, this might be real cringy, but I'm going to go up and see if there's HP. And he's like, Case, holy shit. And he's like, bro, I've worked at a supply house doing DJ like 5 times. Now, that is fucking wild, because I definitely would have been there. I've been there for like 4 years, so I've seen this guy multiple times. And now you said that, I know I've seen a DJ there, but like I said, I didn't grow up with this guy, so kind of weird that I've seen this guy this many times and didn't know who he was, and then met up with my brother, and now I know him.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy too. I think you would like him, but he has a skin defect, so I'm not sure if you want to meet him or not.
Is he Asian?
No.
It's the only skin defect I know. He is a microphone.
Got it.
A foam microphone.
Any corrections, questions, or feedback?
No.
Me either. We need to get James back on the questions. James, if you hear this, give us some stuff to work with. Currentbackloggers at gmail.com. And then let's get into the news. We got a little bit, right?
Yeah. Got some here. We can start with mine. Go here. So Kotaku makes this very convenient and easy to go through this week's news.
You love Kotaku.
Oh, big fan. Very progressive. Hogwarts Legacy just broke a 14-year game industry streak. For the first time since 2008, something other than Call of Duty or a Rockstar game was the bestseller. Wonder how Kotaku felt having to write that.
That is fucking wild. It's been that long since it hasn't been.
2008.
Yeah. I mean, I
was in
believe
middle
it,
school.
but it's so fucking stupid to think about.
I was 14. Yeah, I'd been 14. And then, so this is all in the Kotaku. This week's biggest gaming news. This week, Xbox had a January developer direct. Not too much came out of it, just mainly some gameplay from the new Indiana Jones. confirms the game will be first-person action game with third-person cutscenes. This isn't too surprising considering Machine Games' history as a shooter studio working with Wolfenstein series. But the actual gameplay looks like it combines Uncharted-style puzzle solving and set pieces as well as fast-paced shooter combat, complete with hand-to-hand brawls. So yeah, finally got to see a little bit more of that. I'm excited about it.
I haven't been able to watch the developer direct yet. I need to do that. But Indiana Jones was one of the things I was most curious about. I don't know how much they showed. Did it look like? Well, you say you didn't watch it, right? You're just going off this.
Yeah, I did not watch
Okay.
the direct. There is gameplay clips that you can go watch.
Okay. Because I really hope it's not like every game. Well, not every game, but how most games are now, where they're just trying to be as big as you can and open world and all this stuff. Because I feel like Indiana Jones would really be not well suited to be Uncharted game. Because I think Uncharted was trying to be Indiana Jones. So, oh
Butthole.
God, that is right up there. So it'd be weird if Indiana Jones wasn't like Uncharted because Uncharted was copying Indiana Jones. And I feel like that worked really well. And I think first person in that seems interesting.
Yeah. Also, what the fuck does third-person cutscenes mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's weird. I was thinking you said cutscenes, and my mind went to like a boulder comes and then zoom pans out and he's running, but that wouldn't be a cutscene. And I feel like that would make sense because it does seem. I think first person's interesting, but it does seem odd because Indiana Jones is so recognizable and nothing besides maybe the whip is recognizable in first person.
For sure. All right. Also, at the developer direct, Avowed will launch on PC and Xbox Series X on Game Pass this fall.
That's right.
So we somewhat have a date now.
Yeah.
That's about all I saw out of that direct that was sticking out to me. Something else that popped up that I feel like was making its rounds is Ubisoft wants to be comfortable with you not owning your
Oh
games.
yeah. Hmm.
With the pre-release of Prince of Persia, I think it's going to flop. The Lost Crown started. Ubisoft has chosen this week to rebrand its Ubisoft Plus subscription service and introduce a new PC version of the Classics tier at lower price. And a big part of this is the publisher's director of subscription, Philip Tremblay, is getting players comfortable with not owning the games. It's kind of another L between Prince of Persia. Avatar was them, right?
Yeah.
Avatar, and then with this, Ubisoft is not in a good spot, I don't think. Seems like the new Assassin's Creed didn't do so hot either. So, just another L for Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. What are the sales on?
Ubisoft.
What are the sales on Avatar and Prince of Persia? 'Cause I know reviews wise, Avatar reviewed pretty well, and then Prince of Persia has been reviewing ridiculously well.
I have no idea. I just do not
Okay.
hear people talking about them. I mean, that's kind of probably a little early for me to be saying that about Prince of Persia.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I don't see Avatar selling enough to sales. I mean, it's something that keeps so hidden. Like with
Yeah.
movies, it's so easy to tell.
Hmm.
But here's an article from Forbes. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is 40% off 12 days after the release, which is not a good sign. And then 1 month ago, which would have been right around the launch, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is already on sale on Amazon. I know I picked up for $25 QVC. Granted, it was a weird way I bought it, but still, Ubisoft marketing has utterly failed Avatar. This is an article from The Gamer. So, and then here's
Yeah.
another article from Gamerant. Avatar: Frontiers Pandora gets a major discount. That was from December 19th.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really think about how little advertisement there was for such a big property.
Being on sale so quick. And let's see. Assassin's Creed. What's the new one called? See, I don't even know the new one. That's the wild part.
Mirage.
Trevor's losing his mind right now on me. Because these have got to be hundreds of millions of dollars to make these games, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's almost a week ago that Assassin's Creed Mirage was released, and while it hasn't moved mountains, it has proven to be a hit within the community at large. So to the numbers, it's just like the numbers are just 1.2 million street cats pet. That's what we want to know, Ubisoft. How many people have pet those street cats? And as I put my cat on the floor. So yeah, this was kind of stuck out to me more because I feel like Ubisoft is just not doing so hot. But in better news and more refreshing, that game Pokemon with Guns came out. Pow World
Mm-hmm.
seems to be doing really well, man. Did you hear the servers? The servers were having issues, and then Pow World becomes the second highest played paid Steam game ever. Pow World has sold over 3 million copies in 40 hours since release, which is on Game Pass as well. So that definitely says something about the game when it sold that many copies, and it's also on Game Pass. I'm excited to try it out, see what it's like.
Yeah. I know I was the one to talk about it, and I talked about how cool the idea was. I'm wondering how much I'll like it in execution. I don't know if it'll actually hook me or not, but I think the idea is not very creative because it's obviously very inspired, but I think very entertaining.
You guys had mentioned there wasn't any achievements.
That's what
Was
Derek
that the
said
achievement?
because early access, but
I don't think it's in early access, but it's a good thing we didn't go that route. It has very, very few
oh really?
achievements.
Okay.
Yeah. Like less than 10, I believe.
Oh yeah, that would have been kind of lame.
Mm-hmm. All right. On the next piece of news here. This is very important here, okay? Pedro Pascal broke his arm, but The Last of Us Season 2 is unaffected, it seems. Pascal fell down some stairs and broke his left arm, with surgery slated later this month. Anyone who's watched the Golden Globes, which was everybody, we all turned that on, right? I was sitting at the edge of my seat as a room full of celebrities patted each other on their backs. And I was like, "Oh no, Papa Pedro, Daddy Pedro, what happened to his
I heard
arm?"
that.
Remember that few months there where like all the women, there was a certain types of women online that were obsessed with him.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, it seems that Pedro Pascal broke his left arm, supposedly at his house. This is from GameSpot. GameSpot's really cutting edge news over here. He is he is due to have surgery this month, and amazingly, he apparently said he could be ready to go for The Last of Us Season 2. Production is set to begin in mid-February, and some might have assumed the schedule would need to be pushed back to accommodate Pascal's injury. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah,
I put this in here for a few.
he's safe.
I put it in here for a few reasons. I knew you'd get entertainment out of it. That is big news as far as season 2 continuing. I'm not like, wow, what a warrior or anything. That just would have sucked ass if that fucking delayed it. Especially because I thought the Broncos quarterback I talked about many times to you, Michigan quarterback, of course. That's why I shouldn't have drafted him. Brian Greasy, that had a very similar. He was going down the stairs and his cat ran by him and he fell and broke his leg or his arm and then he's out for the season. I just think those kind of injuries are so funny when they have nothing to do with what you're doing, and you always think of these people like being unbreakable and 300-pound dude slamming into them, and then you fall on a cat and fucking hurt yourself. There's something in that article too, though, that didn't make sense that I thought you were gonna find funny. Let me get to it.
I wish Pedro Pascal would just impregnate me already.
Hey, he is a pretty charming, good-looking guy.
Yeah, dude.
Did you delete that one? I don't care if you did.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, damn it.
Just so I can keep up with this shit.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Do you have it in your history?
Mm-hmm.
There was.
Man, I see.
It was something that made no sense about they're still unaware of what the exact injury is, even though it said right early in the article what the exact injury was.
Yeah, this article is so short, and Eddie, you said the same thing about 5 times in this, and somehow it's still just 5 paragraphs.
I went back up
Most
and
of the
read because I
article
was like,
is,
this doesn't make sense.
let me see.
I was like, wait, maybe they're talking about like how it happened, but then I scrolled up and it said how it happened too. I was like, well, I think we know the nature of it.
Yeah, I don't even see it in here. This is The Last of Us is an action-heavy show, and season 1, blah blah blah. Pascal said his Edge performed many of the intense sequences like fights, throwing people against walls, and falling off horses. Pascal was up for dude. This dude just literally went to Wikipedia and just was like, Pascal's favorite day of the week is Tuesday. I hope his arm is okay. His arm was broken. Anyone who watched the Golden Globes this weekend saw that his arm was broken. That is his left arm. That is the part that's attached to his shoulder. Jesus, what a slow week for news.
That's funny because we have most news we've had in weeks.
The exact nature of Pascal injuries is unknown, but that sure sounds like a speedy recovery time. In any event, Pascal appeared to be in good spirits during the award show. He is due to have surgery this month, and amazingly, he apparently said he should be ready to go for Last of Us Season 2. Production is set to begin in mid-February, and some might have... I just feel like I'm rereading this. Wow.
The other reason I put this in here was something else I missed last week, and I didn't want to send you the article. It's kind of wanting spoilers, and I'll keep it spoiler-free for you. But there was casting for The Last of Us Season 2. Caitlin Dever as Abby, Isabella Merced as why am I blanking here? Diana. Jesus Christ.
Do you think
And
anybody informed Miss Diana that Pedro Pascal broke his left arm? Do you think she tuned into the Golden Globes?
And young Mazzino, which sounds like a fucking James Bond villain, but that's the actor's name, as Jesse. I won't lie, the guy playing Jesse and the girl playing Diana, I don't know either of the actors playing them, but they both look like spot on as far as appearance wise, and I've heard they're both good, but I can't speak to that. Caitlin Dever, I at least recognize her, but I don't know if I've actually ever seen her in anything. She seems like an odd choice appearance wise. Like I said, I'll keep it spoiler free for you, but Abby is known for being like a bulky,
linebacker.
Yeah, pretty much a bulky, intimidating, huge girl. And if you look at Caitlin Dever, she's very attractive but petite and like the complete opposite of that. So hopefully, I mean, even if you're a great actress, I feel like it's hard to grow a couple feet and to bulk up 3 times your size. I will say, I guess a little bit to their credit, I saw a picture of her without makeup, and she does facially she does look similar, but I don't know if that's enough, and I don't know if that can be pulled off, but we'll see. I didn't think. I think Ellie seemed like a really odd choice, or Bella Ramsey as Ellie, and I think for the most part she does really good. So I guess I'll err on the side of they seem to know what they're doing, even when I don't think so. But
yeah, Bella Ramsey, I think so. Just her in Game of Thrones is so good, man.
Yeah,
what a great actress.
I've heard good things about all these people, and it's gonna be weird though because Caitlin Dever is very attractive, and if you look at Abby, she's not very attractive as a character.
Nice. Speaking of attractive things, Amazon's Twitch to cut 500 employees, about 35% of its staff. Who would have thought? I mean, the writing was kind of on the wall when Elon Musk took over Twitter, and he was like talking about how many talking about how many just useless jobs, and wastefulness that was going on. I think there was a time over the previous presidencies where money was just flowing endlessly to these companies from investors, especially in the tech sector. And I think that's over. Discord, I know, is dealing with some layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What is that game developer? Unity.
Mm-hmm.
I just think when you sure, I've heard Elon was too overzealous with how many people he fired, but I mean X still functions as if it ever did. I know there were some issues or something. I don't know. I don't know Twitter that well to have any opinion on it, but I think it's just proof that there's just these companies are just so bloated that Twitch has also never been profitable, which is insane to think about. So I think this is the beginning of a lot of this, even though Discord has kind of done that. These companies are huge, man. They're just so bloated and just unnecessary jobs. So I think it's time to whittle it down, especially with the very few investors wanting to put money into this shit, these sinking ships, these bloated messes.
Yeah, especially Discord and Twitch, they're such big names, but if you think about the revenue they come in, like we're using Discord right now, and it's not getting them anything. I mean, it's getting them more clicks and everything, but neither of us put any money into it, and I think that's how most people use these things.
Well, let's say they had 100 people making $100,000 a year. That's $10 million. But then they just laid off 500 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck? I am awful at math. This is why I would never get a job at Discord. The 50 million. So we could probably guess that's probably like 60, 70 million dollars. Discord just saved itself, or Twitch just saved itself a year. And you look at the top earners, the top 10 earners of Twitch. It's not as much as you think it would be. I don't know. Their top earners are. I mean, they're making. I would love to make that money, of course,
Yeah.
but it's nowhere near Hollywood. I think now is the time for companies to realize just how bloated these bloated messes are. These Hollywood budgets, these tech companies that just had endless money coming in via investors.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, not really making any sort of substance to survive on.
I didn't put it in the news, but do you remember what Bungie's employee count dropped to when they had those layoffs not that long ago?
No idea.
Because I saw they hired people and it up to plus 1,400 people, which I know it happens a lot when you lay off. It seems counterproductive, but you do layoffs and then hire people. But plus 1,400 seemed like a lot, so I don't know if they rehired a ton of people. But that was interesting with everything going on with Bungie.
Yeah, I mean, you probably rehire people, pay them less, or
Yeah.
however you're restructuring, you want those people with those talents.
Yeah.
All right. The next piece of news, which is kind of sad for me, makes me want to get over to Universal ASAP, was Universal Orlando rumors. This is from OrlandoParkStop.com.
I knew
Universal
about it.
Orlando rumors, Pokemon replacing Simpsons. And Zelda in Lost Continent and Luigi's Mansion for Epic Universe. When we went to was at Myrtle Beach, I had a ton of fun with the Simpsons attraction there, and I couldn't imagine a whole park like that. So it makes me a little sad too, because wasn't that Simpsons? That's still relatively new, right? That was built within the last 10 years.
Thought it was older than that. I think the biggest thing is Disney owns Simpsons now, so I think so I think you're kind of screwed there, and it's kind of weird having Simpsons in there right now. And the park is really cool. There's not as much as you would think when you hear a park. It's like 3 real attractions, but the coolest thing is that whole area does feel like Springfield. So it is really cool. And yeah, if you like the Myrtle Beach thing, it's like a heightened version of that, and it's really awesome. But I think Disney is the biggest factor there. And even though that sucks, I think the Pokemon world seems like a fantastic idea. I know we've talked about how there's so many ideas you could do with video games that are so underutilized or just not used at all in theme parks. And that's coming from somebody that obviously has leaned off Pokemon heavily throughout the years, but it just keeps growing. And every generation, there's fucking new kids that like Pokemon. And you
Yeah.
would hope they would take advantage of nostalgia, people that are older and know the older Pokemons as well. Um, it does kind of suck. I'm not surprised as how all these fucking big theme parks do it. It said how like Luigi's Mansion would be an Epic Universe, and this would be where Springfield is. So there's gonna be like different parks you have to buy tickets for. So it sucks that it's not like all one part of the park is all video games. But obviously I get why they do it, but it kind of sucks. And there is only so much room, so I think you can't actually make a logistical point even aside from business wise.
Yeah.
Um,
Since Springfield opened in 2013.
2013. Oh, so almost exactly 10 years. Yeah, I think that sucks. what a shitty thing for them to pull that money. It's weird that it's been 10 years though, because it seemed a lot older to me. Like some of the stuff in there, I liked it, but maybe it's just because Universal and these giant companies advance so fast that 10 years seems old with the shit they can do now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Disney's the biggest factor there, and then the Lost Continent part. I don't even remember seeing that when I went to Universal, and I looked it up, and they said it's kind of just been abandoned. So it seems silly not to take advantage of it. And aesthetically, it looks a lot like Hyrule from Zelda, so makes sense.
Oh, see, I was an idiot and thought it was called Zelda in Lost Continent.
Oh, I gotcha. No, if you don't know this shit, and like I said, I didn't remember seeing that area, and that makes sense once I looked it up. And then Luigi's Mansion that one seems fucking awesome in theory, but I feel like it's going to be. I mean, it's not scary, but I feel like they're going to have to dumb it down even for that because they're going to want families to go in there, which I feel like that kind of potentially could ruin it.
For sure. Yeah, here I'm looking at pictures right now of Lost Continent. Yeah, this looks right up Zelda's alley.
Yeah.
Um, 2027. Maybe we should get down and go see the Simpsons thing.
They said, I don't know if it's in that article, but there's rumors that the Pokemon could open a lot sooner and Simpsons could close as early as this year or next year. I don't want to
Wow.
not try and tease you, get you to go there. I just don't want you to be bummed if you see that. But hey, if they announce The Last of Us, maybe it's a double reason to go.
Bingo. All right. Nintendo, this is from NintendoLife.com. Nintendo Switch was the console with the most game releases in 2023. Nintendo Switch was recognized for all sorts of achievements and feats last year, and one was interesting fact about the hybrid system in 2023 was that it has the most game releases of any console hardware in the US, placing ahead of PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, it's not surprising. According to we are Carcanas owns Silva Standard. Jesus, what are these Twitter users? The closest any other platform has come in the US is the 2,360 games released on Switch in 2020. 2,360 games. Steam is at 14,000 this year.
Oh, I was gonna say this can't be including Steam, right? Just consoles, but
yeah,
it is
just
Steam.
consoles.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So say Steam would have to outdo it.
Which is kind of, I mean, it kind of makes sense because, like I said, one of my close friends, Will, just got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and he had me charged on my Switch playing games with him, and I've been playing my Switch. Once we get into things, what we've been playing, I've been playing my Switch a lot, and just him telling me some of the games he's bought on there, and just seeing the store, it's not surprising at all.
Yeah. On one hand, I feel like I wouldn't have. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have guessed Switch at all because I feel like you see the same like 50 games at most. But I think those are because those are so well known and the ones that actually sell. And then there's so much shit that comes to the eShop, and it's also the lowest barrier to entry as far as production and everything because obviously it's so much more simple than Xbox and PlayStation. So yeah, I guess when you think about it like that, it's not surprising at all.
Yeah, think back about the Wii.
Oh yeah, that's
The shovelware. This is just like digital shovelware.
yeah, that's the Wii. That's what came to my mind. That's why I thought maybe the Switch wouldn't be the case because I think the Switch seems so much more in line, not with power with the current systems, but with respect and actually people that play real games playing them or people that play like normal games playing them. So I feel like that's why my mind wouldn't think that. But then, yeah, once you break it down a little more, it makes sense.
All right. The next article is from Eurogamer.net. Halo Battle Royale reportedly canceled after years of work. Mysterious project no longer set for launch, it's claimed. The mysterious, long-rumored Halo Battle Royale project from the series co-developer Certain Affinity is no longer in development, a report suggests. Speaking on the Xbox Air podcast, reliable insider, not even going to try that, something Nick, said the game, codenamed Project Tatanka, had seemingly been canceled. I guess some people would contact the podcasters and let them know. But yeah, kind of makes me sad. I wanted to try this out, but it makes sense. This is a make or break kind of thing, and most battle royales are a break. Very few successful ones,
Yeah, that's.
and it's a
Oh,
little
sorry.
late.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say it's just a little late.
Yeah, that's why even though I always thought Halo was match made in heaven battle royale, and I'm not a biggest fan of battle royales, I would have loved it. But I really wish they would have had something ready to be the next battle royale. I said that since before Halo came out, like the next big thing that you don't know about, because yeah, it's just a matter of time till this bubble bursts, and I feel like it's kind of doing that. And even then, even if you do make it through, there's like a couple to a handful at most that stick around. And I feel like even if Halo's a really solid version of it, I think everybody would have jumped over for a month or two, and then it would have waned out and still been mostly the Halo fans again. So, kind of, it does suck from a personal angle, but that's why I wish they would have had like the next big thing for Halo. But it's gonna be curious to see what's happening with Halo because Infinite. Most people play it, think it's the best it's ever been now. Even a lot of people that don't play Halo have been coming back to and saying that. But it's just interesting because they're not working on a campaign. This is reportedly canceled. Like I said, I never thought this would actually come out. I said that for years, and it's reportedly not now. And then I didn't put in the news article, but they said on their last stream that there'll be no more seasons, which sounds really dire, but it's not that. It's that they're switching to only operations, like the smaller seasons they've been doing. But that sucks because somebody that's that into Halo, because it's cool getting those massive seasons. But every operation they add new shit, new skins, maps, sometimes weapons. So guess maybe it's a faster way to get shit out.
Ooh, did you mean to have this top spin 2K25 thing in here?
I did. You don't have to read it if you don't want to.
Oh, I'll read it. I just don't know what the fuck. I remember hearing about this game or seeing this on shelves, but I have no idea. Yeah, the next article is from TheVerge.com. Rockstar Games owner is fighting Remedy Entertainment over its new R logo. So essentially, Remedy redid their logo, and it just is an R and looks nothing like the Rockstar logo. I don't even know how the fuck this wasn't even a discussion. With all the shit going on in Take-Two, this is like the least of your fucking worries. Remedy, who just famously sold a game, a very highly, it did well with the critics, right?
Oh yeah,
And the diehards. But what? It didn't even break 1 million, right?
yeah, that's what we said on here. I think so.
Rockstar, what are you fucking doing? Why would you even care about this? Remedy is like everybody loves Remedy, right? If you're in the know, you kind of feel bad for Remedy. They're the underdog, and you're like, damn, they're really out here making art, and they're choosing art over sales. And Rockstar, you are, well, Take-Two, you are like Duck McScrooge. You look so fucking evil doing this. What are you doing?
Yeah, to be honest,
I don't like this at all.
No, I thought it was clickbait, so I was like, "Oh, they're both R's. That's funny." And I was like, "Wait, this is a real thing." I didn't read too deep into it, I don't know if it goes back to Rockstar and Remedy working together. I never heard anything bad about that, but I don't know if there is some bad blood or something, and that's where it's coming from. Because yeah, it makes no sense to me. It's not even the same colors either.
So saying that the bullet in the letter R in the old logo represented the era of Max Payne, and that no longer reflected his wider game portfolio. But I mean, even in that argument, they're kind of getting they're getting farther away from Rockstar.
Yeah.
The developer also later submitted his trademark application with the UK on May 11th and the US on May 24th, with the later filing still awaiting examination. Rockstar, you don't own the letter R. What the fuck, dude? You need to get your lawyers under control. I'd be so mad. Like, what are you guys doing? We own the letter R. They're not even similar colors. The font's going to be further away from each other. Jesus. Also, who in the know is about like people know Rockstar for that? No one's going to see. And it literally says Remedy right under the R. Jesus. Yeah, I don't like this at all. This is a bad look. They need Rockstar to shut the fuck up. Like Remedy is this like little kid with cancer in the corner. Oh, just like, oh, and he's like painting stuff. We're like, wow, that's beautiful. And then Jeff Bezos comes over and just starts peeing on his forehead while he's painting. And he's like, he's copying me. He's got a bald head too. Just it makes I don't like that at all.
No, I'm with you.
All right. So the next article is from IGN. Top Spin 2K25 is ready to serve. 13 years after the last Top Spin. Wesley. Wesley Yinpool. What a title. The Top Spin Tennis Series is back with Top Spin 2K25 due out at some point in 2024. Did you play these games?
So I did. I got really excited first because I was a big fan of Virtua Tennis, and that's what I was thinking it was. And then I was like, oh yeah, I did play Topspin. I wasn't as crazy about it, but then I was like, how long has it been since we had one? That's when I started reading the article, and that's when I thought it was kind of interesting how long it's been that they just seemed to put it out of nowhere, as far as I know. But maybe it's because I'm not really in the tennis know.
No, 2K. Isn't this owned by Take?
Yeah.
So this is what you guys are worried about. You guys have you guys got WWE, NBA, and tennis, and you're worried about a letter R.
And Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption,
The letter R has got you.
Bioshock.
I just Kerbal Space Program, you know.
He's really taking off.
All right. The next article is from harmonicsmusic.com. Hi, friends. After over 8 years of weekly Rock Band 4 DLC releases, we're here to let you know that January 25th will be the last DLC release of the Rock Band 4 era. All other live services will continue as normal, including Rivals, Seasons, and online play and everything else. It's kind of crazy. I didn't know they were still fucking releasing shit, especially weekly.
Yeah, that's why I put in here, not news like, oh shit, they're stopping, because I haven't played Rock Band forever and I love Rock Band. I just thought I was impressed they were doing it for this long, and that they're also, it's not like they're just fucking dropping it. They're still supporting everything, just not putting anything new out. Part of me does hurt a little, because I feel like it's because of fucking Fortnite mode is why they're stopping now. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where my mind went. Since the release of it, they've released 3,000 songs as DLC. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. The next article is from HollywoodReporter.com. Until Dawn video game movie in the works from David F. Sandberg and Gary Dauberman. It's a horror reteaming of the director and writer who scared audience with Annabelle Creation.
Yikes.
Filmmaker David F. Sandberg, who spent the last several years in the land of superheroes, is returning to his horror
I
roots.
don't like this voice.
I wonder why he's leaving the land of superheroes. Yeah, it's really a hot genre. It's very, very popping right now with the children. They love superhero movies. The Shazam Helmer has signed a deal to direct Until Dawn, an adaptation of the PlayStation horror video game being made by Scream Gens and PlayStation Productions. But yeah, so we're getting a horror video game movie from the writer and director who scared audience with Annabelle Creations.
Which doesn't seem great. This also seems like a really odd choice because I feel like the main appeal of Until Dawn and all their games is being able to pick the story, which you're not going to be able to do in this. So it seems like it's just going to be a very cut and dry, normal horror movie. So it seems like a very odd choice.
For sure.
I don't think this would have worked either, and I feel like it would have been real gimmicky. But it would have been cool if they found some way around like some of the things Netflix has done, but actually done a lot more grand scale of like the whole audience has a way to check in or something and change the way it works, make it interactive. But like I said, get to that's a lot more complex and probably be real gimmicky. But without that, it just seems like I said, very average horror movie.
This has to be one of the few, if not the first horror video game movie.
There was Silent Hill, right? They did that one.
Yeah. Then Resident Evil, I don't know if you can, those are more action.
Started out as horror and definitely got more action. There's another one I'm blanking on.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, definitely
That's what
that.
you're thinking of.
No, it wasn't that though. I should have though, since I just saw it.
Oh, you mean the classic House of the Dead?
No, I should have thought of that too though. Doom, I guess, is I mean it's first person shooter, but it's definitely horror. Hayden Panettiere was in Until Dawn, so fingers crossed she's in this movie. No, she's not a great actress, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you know who directed House of the Dead?
I don't.
Uwe Boll.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love that man.
That makes one of us.
All right. The next article is from GameSpot.com. Plants vs. Zombies 3. Welcome to Zomburbia coming this year. Wow, I'm fucking sitting on the edge of my seat. A wider soft launch in select territory signals that the tower defense game is almost ready for release. The next Plants vs. Zombie game is slowly approaching, but getting ever closer, just like the Zombie EA and PopCap have announced that Plants vs. Zombie Welcome to Zomburbia has a soft launch in the UK, Netherlands, Australia, and the Philippines. I never really got into these games. Will was just telling me how he almost flunked out of his master program because he was so addicted to them. Maybe I need to give him another shot. I know you and Danielle really like him.
Oh yeah, I would say I love them, but I love the first one in particular, and then I think the Garden Warfare games are actually really fun. You don't have to like Plants vs. Zombies at all to have fun with those. And I can't say I dislike the second one and potentially the third one, but the second one never came to consoles, and I doubt the third one will. And that's where I really enjoyed it in playing co-op with Danielle. And then the second one was just fucking littered with microtransactions. I'm sure the third one's going to be the same. So I'm excited in theory, but I feel like it's probably going to be more of the same.
For sure. All right. This next one is a sad one. It's from GameRadars.com. Killzone fans in shambles after the series for... This is so dramatic. Killzone fans in shambles after the series' first official acknowledgement in a decade comes via The Last of Us 2 remastered cosmetic. The year is 2024. The first time Killzone is acknowledged by Sony in over a decade is via a fucking T-shirt. That's a tweet. This article included. So essentially, we haven't heard anything about Killzone, and then they must have released some DLC shirt cosmetic with Killzone on it. I don't know. I think Killzone was a Shadowfall.
Mm-hmm.
I think was not a strong suit. Was not a strong moment in that series.
No,
One of the few PlayStation series I've played all of the games. I haven't beat all of them. I didn't beat the first one, but I played a lot of the first one, and then trying to remember if I beat the other ones. But this is probably the most I've ever played with a Killzone or a PlayStation series.
mhm.
Um, and I think it's Killzone. What was it? Killzone 3, where you're coming in on the landing craft. The one where they had the rendering. They got in trouble for showing pre-rendered.
Thought that was 2. Could
Was
be
it
wrong
2?
though.
Man,
I feel like they
that.
had it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go. No, you're good.
I feel like they had a similar issue with both those games, so I feel like they made a mistake twice.
I feel like it might have been 2. I think you're. No, maybe it was 3. I'm trying to go on here and see. Killzone 3 had one of my favorite collector's editions.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chance to pick up the full. It's not a very expensive collector's edition, but there's a time at GameStop where I saw it for like $20. I should have
Ooh.
picked it up.
Yeah, I would
Had
get it for that.
the Hellgast helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a cool look to it. The whole like story of the Hellgast is one of my favorites. Essentially, it's humans that were on another planet that evolved into essentially another species. But there's a scene either in Killzone 3 or 2 where you come in on the landing craft. Dude, I thought it was the most badass scene. I don't know. I just I love these games. It might have been 2. I'm trying to see here. Get the. But yeah, I had got these when I got my PS3, and I think it must have been whenever Mag came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten the Killzone games, and man, I had never played anything quite like that. It was like Call of Duty had fucked Halo or something, but
Mm-hmm.
in a much better way. I don't know how to describe it. Um, yeah, the ISA intruder is what you write in. I just had to Google this. Whatever scenes you are flying in on that thing, it was just so original, and there's nothing like it, and the story's great. And Shadowfall, Resogun and Shadowfall were the first games to be on the PS4. I was not impressed with Shadowfall. I don't know. They just kind of became like a Killzone made you feel like you were part of this like big assault and a big army, whereas Shadowfall they put you off by yourself and you're more like an agent woman thing. I don't know. Was not a fan. I think Killzone Shadowfall had really good multiplayer. I do remember liking that for the little bit I played of it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't the whole thing there in shambles. Because the first time it's mentioned is a T-shirt. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I'm mostly with you. I never played Killzone 1 because I think that was PS2, and I know it's funny because PS2 is a lot of people's favorite console and most people's favorite PlayStation, but it's the one I definitely played the least of all of them. So I didn't play Killzone, and by the time 2 came out, it was hard to play 1, and then trying to go back to it. I also remember that game didn't review nearly as well and play nearly as well. 2 kind of fixed a lot of the ideas 1 had. So to me, I started with 2 and fucking loved it. The multiplayer there was the one I played the most. Shadowfall I didn't play till somewhat recently. I talked about it on here. I also played 3 and loved it, but Shadowfall I talked about on here, and I played it too late for the multiplayer to be in business anymore, so I didn't even get to try that, which was sad, especially if that was your favorite part.
Yeah, I played it at launch, and it was pretty fucking dead at launch too. So
Oh, really?
I don't think
Okay.
I missed out on much.
But yeah, I think without playing 1, that was easily it was okay. I don't think it's bad, but it's easily my least favorite Killzone. And I don't know about Metacritic or anything, but I know Colin gave that the highest he gave any Killzone game. He said his favorite by far.
1?
And no, the Shadowfall.
Oh yeah, I think I remember him talking about this.
And yeah, my expectations weren't too high. I didn't even know that. I started looking up and I was like, this game's not that great. What happened? And I started seeing his reviews. I was like, what? Am I missing something? Because not even just overall setting or anything. That game, there were so many broken things into me. The AI was some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Which 2 and 3 had really good AI. And yeah, I feel like the whole aesthetic look went away because they tried to do it like this shiny sci-fi look because everybody complained about how dark the game looked and like the grayness, but I thought that's what made those games different from Halo and Call of Duty, or kind of like took different aspects of Halo and Call of Duty. So yeah, that sucks. And this article is definitely dramatic, but it is sad because Killzone is so cool and PlayStation doesn't really have shooters. And I also put in here because we talked off camera, but when we talked about the Insomniac leak, we didn't really acknowledge that that means unless something changes or something happens or something's not true, there's no resistance for the next 10 years, and there doesn't seem to be any Killzone in sight, which those were their two biggest shooters.
Yeah, in many ways, Shadowfall was like the last shooter
Yeah, for sure.
from PlayStation. But Killzone 1, did you? I mean, I know it's kind of archaic, but I thought it was pretty good for PS2.
Really.
Yeah, I don't. These games were really good at making you feel like you're part of these big, massive
Mm-hmm.
battles, like big scale battles. And Shadowfall was like these confusing labyrinths of just essentially like tunnels and hallways. It was not the kill zone I knew
No,
or liked.
I'm with you. It seemed like it went too far in the Call of Duty direction. I know you like Call of Duty. I'm not even knocking it, but in the way that it tried to be like these narrow paths with real cinematic moments, but didn't execute on it.
Yeah, it was a goofball mess. I think that just left a fucking sour taste in their mouths, and now they're just third person action
Yeah.
factories. All right, I have a feeling this next article you put in here for me.
Yes.
IGN.com, Call of Duty data miners discover surprise potential Warhammer 40k crossover. Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone data miners discovered artwork that reveals a collaboration between Call of Duty and workshops. This is exciting. It's a very cool crossover. I feel like you could do a lot of cool stuff. But okay, this one's a little scary here. This looks like a loading screen that's showing like four, was it Battle Sisters or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Trying to see what the other one here is.
Your cat looks fucking insane, by the way. The eyes.
Look, oh yeah, she's excited about the Battle Sisters.
I need to get Buckeye down here next episode. We can both have a pet and see if they square off.
Hell yeah. The Sisters of Battle, aka Adeptus Sororitas, are an all-female group of. This is what I was afraid of. Remember I told you about this about the movies and stuff.
Yeah. I wish I could say this was a
There's
trick, but I didn't go this far in the article. I just saw it and I was like, oh, he's gonna love this.
They're part of the story, right? They should be there. But this is what scares me when you're this is all you're focused on. There is so much lore and badass shit in this world, and you guys are getting tripped up on this part of the story because it's an all-female thing. I don't know. I'm not hating till I see it. Why is this such a common thing? There's so many cool shit you could have done with it, and that is not where I thought you would go with it. Data miners have revealed loading screens that some are taking to suggest the operators potentially set for the collaboration. Interrogator Chaplain Borez of the Dark Angels and Hellwise of the Sisters of Battle. Both characters are lifted from the so there's a female and a guy. So that's what I was saying. Like if you want to include girls, there are girls in this world. With the because we talked about them, the Sisters of Battle. I don't know enough about Warhammer to say definitely on things, but just I don't know. I've just had enough of the diversity shit, and for diversity's sake.
Yeah.
And fortunately, Warhammer is very protective over its shit. This is very exciting. I had a lot of fun with the Spawn stuff, but unfortunately, that means I'd have to buy the piece of shit Modern Warfare 3.
Oh yeah.
The $70 DLC. So
but you get 3 hour campaign with it.
that open world campaign that I hear is awful. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm excited to see where that goes. I get you got to have a girl, and they are pulling girls from the shit that I told them to pull girls from. So just don't be like. Actually, the Space Marine here is the Emperor is actually a girl. It's
Yeah.
actually a Hispanic, bisexual girl. So that's exciting to see that. They're very Call of Duty's probably like, we need a female, and they're like, hopefully Warhammer's very protective. I hear they're very protective over there, kind of like a Nintendo is with their movies.
Hmm.
All right, next article is from IGN. Founders of Batman Arkham developer Rocksteady start new studio. The people who founded Rocksteady Studios have started a new development studio. As reported by Polygon, Rocksteady founder Stefan Hill and Jamie Walker started a new London-based studio called 100 Star Games, which aims to make AAA games with only 100 industry veterans and emerging talents. That's refreshing to hear. It sounds like they're trying to do this very lean. Probably like the only way game development could work without being under some massive Xbox or Sony umbrella.
Hmm.
Rocksteady's first game was 2000's, I didn't know this, Urban Chaos Riot Response, but found critical and commercial success for its Batman Arkham series, which includes 2009's groundbreaking Batman Arkham Asylum and all of the following games until 2015's Batman Arkham Knight. They left Rocksteady in 2022 amid the development of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. At the time, Warner Bros. Interactive president David Haddad said, is that Haddad? Haddad?
Not looking at, but feel like sounds like
Hopefully
it
his
would
dad.
be.
Hopefully his dad is still in the picture. What if your dad left you with the last name Haddad and then just went to left you, left your mother single?
X.
Said Suicide Squad was nearly finished, but a number of delays pushed the controversial project back to February 2nd, 2024. Which, from what I hear from IGN itself, it's not looking too hot for that
Yeah.
game. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this game company does. I don't know what they do. Yeah, I'm guessing some sort of fighting game or combat action game.
Yeah. I know you're totally off the superhero board, and I'm not off the board, but there's definitely think overkill and things not being done well. But I wouldn't be shocked if they do another superhero. I wouldn't. That's not what I'd pick for them, even not being totally off board. But I know there's rumors forever that they were going to do a Superman game, and that never happened. So I wonder if that's potentially what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I also, they're not owned by somebody major, but I wonder if their next thing get bought by Xbox at some point once they announce their game or right before they do and show it at E3. We're also doing this bit where we just act like E3 is still happening so we don't get any more sad, just so you know. And I think Batman Arkham Asylum was one of the most refreshing games I played at the time and was so well done. City seemed like more of the same. I didn't keep up with it. I do want to go back to Batman games. Origins actually seemed like one of the more interesting ones to me, and that's one they didn't do. They did do Night though, right? Batman Arkham.
Shit. Let me pull the article back up again. They did Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
Okay, yeah. So Origins one they didn't do. Yeah, and then Night seemed like more of the same as City, but I do want to go back to them, but they seem like they started doing more of the same, and I think the formula of Asylum, it seemed like most games that I feel like it was starting to have in that time, it's just gotten worse as time went on. Just the bigger the better. It didn't even matter if the content wasn't as good, just more massive the better. I feel like Asylum was a plenty big enough game with enough adventure and shit to find, but not just overkill for no reason. So hopefully having a team like that can make something more fitting for that.
All right. Next article's from GameSpot.com. Minecraft movie adds even more big names to its cast with Kate McKinnon and Jermaine Clement. Jermaine Clement's a pretty funny guy. Both these guys are Kate and Jermaine are pretty funny. I love Flight of the Conchords and What We Do in the Shadows. So it must be going more of like a comedy route with the Minecraft movie. Which they're joining Jason Momoa, Jack Black, and Jennifer Coolidge. McKinnon, a veteran of Saturday Night Live. Clement is known for his roles in Flight of the Conchords and What We Do in the Shadows. So the movie is filming now in New Zealand.
Do you think it's called live action? I think we talked about this. Is it really live action, or is it like some things they call live action now, where it's like CG really? Because I feel like a straight up live action Minecraft's gonna be one of the fucking weirdest things in the world.
Yeah, that's I'll be honest with you, I thought this was still animated till I was sitting here and that's why I got quiet. The movie is now filming in New Zealand. Wow, I thought they were gonna be voice acting. I don't know how to feel about that. Unless they're going like Jumanji route or something, I don't know. What I'd imagine. That's weird. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like you guys should have left it in what's his name's hands.
Rob McElhaney.
Yeah, he's making his animated movie.
No,
I don't see Minecraft any other way.
Yeah,
Wow, that threw me for a loop.
I can't wait to see Jason Momoa creeping on people.
Next article is from IGN.com. Well, actually, let's do this one next. Comicbook.com. Walmart reportedly starting to purge physical games next week. Yeah, so essentially it was a leak. Walmart is winding, like they told us back in before Black Friday, they were winding down on physical games. Looks like they're starting this now with they're going to roll it out first with Xbox. Not surprising. If you go to any physical store, the Xbox area is always a mess or very few games.
Your wires
so they're
slowly bit.
So they're slowly roll this out, and we will no longer see video games at Walmart.
Yeah, I mean,
odd.
Yeah, especially I didn't think Bronco Mart would do something like this. We deserve better.
That's right, dude. How fucking dare them?
It's definitely odd. It's not shocking what it seems like every retailer is doing that. Like you said, more local retailer, Myers, I feel like it's been a running joke with us how their game section just keeps disintegrating, and there's like 2 feet sections of games in there now.
Yeah. So, just rolls on. Father Time rolls on. Nothing stays the same.
Yep.
All right. The next article is from IGN.com. I feel so vilified reading this. Halo actor Pablo Schreiber says Master Chief having sex was a huge mistake. I only give my opinion. It wasn't listened to. Master Chief actor Pablo Schreiber has issued strongly worded comments on one of the most controversial scenes in the Halo Season 1, insisting it was a huge mistake for the iconic super soldier to have sex. You don't think, huh? Jesus Christ. I mean, the fuck was just... That scene just ruined me. I know they talk about here, too, right here. Halo fans are already put off by Master Chief removing his helmet in the show, something they're once again upset about, and ahead of the launch of Season 2. Master Chief's sex scene then pushed many core fans. That's when I stopped watching. When I was like, the memes were coming out about Master Chief's ass and stuff. Yeah, I can't do it. And then here's what happened. The series has introduced a brand new character in Charlie Murphy's Makey, a human who was kidnapped by the Covenant at a young age and elevated to positions of power. There's so many cool shit they could have fucking done with this show. The action sequences are pretty awesome. I've seen like clips but man, Master Chief does not take his helmet off. And he's not fucking. I don't get how people think like, oh, you have to take the helmet off so he's for scripted television. We have to see his face. We have to see his emotions. I think that's what the thing is about Master Chief. He has no emotions. The dude is hollow. He is humanity's last hope. He's a fucking killing machine. He's not fucking.
I mean, you're killing that much, you're probably fucking. Somebody's gonna want to fuck you.
Oh man. But yeah, he says I felt it was a huge mistake at the time, and I argued against it and fought against it. But who am I? I don't write scripts. I only give my opinion, and I wasn't listened to. Yeah, he should have kept his helmet on, and it should have just been like he was just a neutral. He had one mission. It was not fucking. It was not to take his helmet off. It was to kill Covenant.
What if it was like mission A1 was killing Covenant, and mission A2 was fucking.
No, the issue with this show is mission A was we let Hollywood get too involved with it and ruin the magic that is Halo. That shit was fucking easy. That was a trump card for a great show. Was just follow these simple rules about Halo. Because didn't the show 2 already have him like at odds with the UNSC? He was like almost like a fugitive, right? Already.
More with Halsey, if I remember right.
There's so many cool things. Like Halsey could have been a really, because they wanted to incorporate that minority woman or whatever. The
Miranda
the
Keys.
fuck? Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like, nobody gave a shit. That opening sequence with the elites just murking the fuck out of the rebels was so good. There's some really cool moments in that show that I'll probably eventually will go watch it just for these things. But man, it was just you could tell the show. Too much of the executives leaked into that creative side of the show. Too many slimy idiots at boardroom meetings snuck in there. And I mean, I think even the main actor's letting that slide here when he's like, "What do I know? I don't write scripts." I can already see the board meeting. We can't have it. We need to see his face. He's gonna be fucking, and we need a little side character minority woman that makes no sense.
Yeah, this part of why I put this in here was because I talked about the Halo trailer a little bit. I didn't say much because I know you're really against it. And you know I'm not super fond of it. There's a lot of issues I have, and I don't hide that just kind of like Halo. I think, yeah, there should have been a fucking home run. And if I was making the show, I would have made a lot of different decisions because I think the parts of the Halo show that are good are fucking awesome. So it shows what it could have been. I feel like that was clearly obvious even before the show happened. So, well, I watch it because I'm such a Halo fan, but also because I think the good moments are so strong. There's so much bullshit around it. The sex scene is definitely one of them. But more so, the helmet taking off is definitely my biggest issue. And as much as I agree with him about the sex scene, it doesn't say it in here, but he had an interview where he said that he fully supports the helmet being off and that you can't show emotion and human expression without being able to see people's facial expressions. And I was like, well, I feel like that one's way worse than the sex scene. And at least the sex scene, you're getting something out of it. You know, you get to see something. I don't want it to happen, but at least you get to see something. I don't need to see this guy's fucking face. So, some ass and titties, sure, bring it on if it's going to happen. Especially from the blessed one. I felt pretty blessed. Even though it would have been much funnier if he had a sex scene with the outfit on and the helmet on and just didn't take anything off. He just fucking threw metal. So the second season looks like not more the same. It doesn't. I think it looks like it has the same issues. Helmet's going to be off too much. There's going to be some goofy shit. But the action looks like it's way more of it, and I think the action was fucking awesome in the first season. And sometimes trailers do that, so we'll see if it is actually the case, or there's like 1 or 2 episodes that are action heavy. But yeah, the helmet being off, I think, is the worst part, and he supports that. And I like him. He seems like, well, I think he is a good actor. So it sucks, especially talk about Rob McElhenney's Minecraft. We could have, I know I brought it before, but Neil Blomkamp's and Peter Jackson's Halo. But Microsoft's like, nah, we can't trust you guys.
Yeah, here we're going to give this over to this. Yeah, at the bottom of the article it talks about him defending Master Chief to remove his helmet.
Oh, it does.
You know what's funny is when you have an autist that just skills. He has one objective, and that is he's an autist, and his tick, or the only thing that keeps him going, is murdering aliens for the human race. He doesn't need any emotion. At what point in the Halo video games is he like showing fucking emotion? He talks at no matter what's going on in the game, it's always the same level. He's just there to murder. He's almost like Doom Guy, in that sense. But then he goes on to say, so obviously you're not going to be able to please everybody. I'm not asking for you to please everybody. There was just certain rules that you should have followed for Halo.
Just please the blessed one.
Yeah. I don't know, because he says you can't connect with the character if you can't know about the character's emotional life. I'm sorry, but it's the only choice for long form storytelling in television. Oh, really? Because we didn't have fucking 2 Halo Wars, Halo ODST, Halo 1 through 3.
And is that
Halo
television,
Reach?
Cody? No, I agree with you. I already said that, but I think
The access to characters' emotional life over the course of time. You're right, Casey. This is the only way I can empathize and connect with the character. I never connected with Master Chief until Schreiber took the helmet off and fucked a human. So I get it. You know, that is the only choice for long form storytelling in television. I mean, what do I know? The show was a huge success. People loved it. It's definitely going to make it past season 2.
I mean, I think it might, because I was worried when I had season 2. I know it's not saying much, but it was Paramount's biggest show. But then there's also so many people that didn't care about Halo, which is a shocking part to me, that liked it, which I think kind of sucks, because I feel like that's going to validate them thinking that they got people in, and probably did get people in that don't care about Halo, because they're like, they do see this guy and care more. But I think you should have started with the Halo fans and then maybe try to get more of the audience.
I think this also, man, I feel like Forward on to Dawn was a better show, or a better form of entertainment than this show was for me.
Certain aspects for me.
I don't have the knowledge and know-how or the talent to do any of this shit, so I'm an idiot speaking on this, but the show was not good. There's some cool moments. This is not a good show for me personally.
Yeah.
And man, they really could have had something here.
I guess we'll see soon how season 2 goes. It's in a couple weeks, but like you said, I think it's probably be more of the same. The good moments are really good, and then the shit you question.
Yeah. Damn. And I eventually I will watch it just for Halo's sake. I'm sure I will check it out.
I got you.
Yeah, that is the last of the news.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what you think, if you can. Because I feel like I know you're real hard on the internet, and so I feel like you even more so. I feel like the internet and meme culture has become so strong that people just judge things based off of that, which, like I said, Halo gives you plenty of material for that, unfortunately. But I think if you can separate, and I feel like I told you that in general, there's shows that I feel like you don't like or other people don't like because there's goofy moments in it. And I don't defend those goofy moments. I just think that other aspects can be good and make it good.
Not saying the show's not good. This show sitting by itself, if you remove the Halo name off of it, it has fuck all to do with the memes. If the show was anything else besides it had the Halo name, the show would be a subpar level, like a B-level sci-fi show. This is like some shit what I saw was like would have been okay for Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, yikes.
Was it? That's and granted, I judged it a little bit harsher because you are taking the title of Halo.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest storytelling ever told. And guess what? He didn't take his helmet off and he didn't fuck somebody.
Do we know that he
And
wasn't fucking Cortana? She was inside of him. How do we know he was inside of
she
her?
was fucking him. Um,
Definitely mind fucked him in 3. Spoilers.
it's just like I don't know. It's just like an okay sci-fi show, but the fact that it has the Halo name, makes it even worse somehow.
Yeah.
And I have so many endless shows I could watch over this that are far superior to where I'm not going to take away other forms of entertainment to watch this show because it is quote Halo. Like it was so I wanted that show to be so good. And knowing what we could have had with Peter Jackson,
Oh yeah.
man, they try. And I mean, it's almost too late for Halo 2 for when this came out. I will give it another shot. Try to be more open minded, but I don't know, man. I'll give it another honest try, but show is just boring. There's like no character development either. That's funny. You wanted to take the mask off so you could do all this stuff, and then there's nothing. There's like absolutely no development.
What about Quan Ha?
The fact you just said that, it just made me hate the show even more. Quan Ha.
She's a great character. You'll learn to love her.
Quan Ha, is that little minority survivor girl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was awesome, dude. That's what I want to watch is little tiny annoying person that runs around that has fuck all to do with Halo.
Oh,
Becomes
Jesus.
a little Robin Hood for Master Chief. Not even a comedic relief, right?
I mean, her name's Ha. Hey, I have 2 other quick little news things. I know there's been a lot of news. This one seems more like a rumor to me, but it would make somewhat sense. There's the Horizon Zero Dawn show being made at Netflix, and it says Netflix is waiting for hashtag Sadie Sink to finish filming the final season of hashtag Stranger Things to begin production of the live-action series based on video game.
Sadie Sink?
Yeah, from you would know her from Stranger.
Oh.
I'm just laughing how to put everything to hashtags. I know why they did. It's just funny. Hashtag Horizon Zero Dawn.
She's perfect for that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's why I brought it up. This seems like one of those clickbait things. I don't know if Netflix is actually waiting for her, but I was like, yeah, that seems like a fucking perfect choice. So hopefully they do that. Do that.
The Miss Ha, that's her real last name, by the way.
I think I remember us talking about that on the podcast. Me and Cal, I think we were laughing when we heard that. Yeah. So her character and actor name is Haha.
Man, yeah, it just sucks too that. Fuck. Just looking at, seeing some of these, I'm like, I'll give Halo another shot. I'll try it again, but mullet year and Ha. That absolutely, dude. There's so many cool fucking shit you could have done with the show.
The last thing I have, I meant to talk about this last week because I talked about it in the week before about Foam Stars being one of my most anticipated games. Sony announced they'll be released exclusively for PS4 and PS5 on February 6th, so very soon, as part of the PlayStation Plus monthly games until March 5th. So I'll get it for free. This means that all subscribers will be able to download Foam Stars for free during that time and can keep the game and play for as long as they have their subscription. Beginning March 5th, Foam Stars will be available for purchase on the PlayStation 4 store for $29.99 and will require a PlayStation Plus subscription for online play. I'm guessing within 6 months this game will be free. And that's not even a diss. I think the game looks fun, but I feel like this kind of game PlayStation Plus is probably a good start. Maybe it'll hook to people. That's what Rocket League did. I think if it's a solid game, it can hook people they're not going to drop the price like that. But if not, I think it'll probably drop fast and hopefully not disappear.
Yeah, that seems like the route they would go.
Yeah.
Just want to get people on the subscription service, and then when the buzz of the game dies down, I could see it become free to play.
Yeah. Do you have PlayStation Plus? I always forget.
No, my PS4 hasn't been hooked up forever. I do
gotcha.
see PS5, probably because they're getting ready to roll out the new version. PS5's down to $450
And that's
on
probably
GameStop.
That's probably the one you would want anyways, right? Not the detachable hard drive thing or disk drive.
Yep.
I won't lie, the disk drive thing, you probably seen what it looks like. Not nearly as bad as, I don't know if we talked about it on here or if we weren't doing a podcast, but I was really concerned with the rumors about how's a detachable disk drive. Because I pictured I think I said it on here, yeah, the Xbox HD DVD thing where you plugged in and sat off to the side. That's where my mind went. I think it's definitely a lot more clean the way they're doing a PS5. If you've seen it, how it attaches actually inside of it. I think it looks a lot better than where my mind was thinking.
Yeah.
I still prefer the regular one just being all a solid thing, but since it's clear they're going that way, and I wouldn't be surprised if all of them start going that way until there is no more console eventually. I think that's definitely a more clean way of doing it than a thing that sits off to the side like a fucking hard drive.
Yeah, it looks like too, if you buy PS5 on GameStop, you save $25 if you do the buy online, pick up in store.
Speaking of pickups, let's get into our pickups, and then next week you can talk about how you picked up PS5. I wasn't ignoring what you said there.
Let me make sure this is a real thing here. It's asking me to verify my address. I have no pickups actually, so.
Holy shit, me either, which isn't rare for me, but both of us. I don't know if that's ever happened.
That's right.
But I mean, maybe that's a prelude to next week when you talk about your PS5. That's big news.
That's right, dude. Let me see if it's even available in my area.
I feel like I've seen them a lot more recently. That and Series X.
Let's see, new. Pre-owned for me is it'd be $425. Or I could buy pre-owned for $400. Well, $416.
$425 new, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, for that low price, I'll go new. Like price difference.
Let me see. 37 minus 25. What is that? 12? 412?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a minuscule difference. Talking like 50, hundreds, I would do that, but that seems, I wouldn't do it for that little bit.
Yeah. So let me see if it lets me. So save $25 when you buy $250 in store. Or buy online and pick up in store. Why is it?
Where is this at?
At GameStop.
Oh, okay.
4 3. I almost doxed myself just now. Damn, there we go. Let's see. Oh, just kidding. There's none. They must have sold out of them.
Motherfucker. Were you thinking about doing it live on air?
No, God, no. I can't do that right now. But yeah, eventually I want to pick one up.
Hell yeah.
Whatever that GameStop sale for $425. I have enough stuff to trade in. I found a game store that does 70% of price charting as store trade in. They did not have a PS5, but I have a shit ton of like doubles and trade fodder. I could trade in and probably get a PS5 for free. Well, for whatever I paid and shit I bought over the years. So that's probably what I'd end up doing.
Next we're getting into what we've been playing, and I was going to actually ask you this, so it's a good time. You talking about how you're gonna maybe give your Switch or trade it with your friend, but then you said how he has one. Does he want a second one?
Yeah, he wanted a second one.
Oh, okay.
He actually just ended up taking all his shit to that same game store and
Oh,
getting one of
really?
their Switches.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Well, what have you been playing?
I've only been playing one thing. That was Dragon's Dogma. I actually went ahead and beat it.
Oh, nice.
Um, so I'm done with Dragon's Dogma. Uh, I've definitely had issues with the game, but it's almost, I don't know if it's like the Resident Evil S thing where it's these things are meant to happen and be part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're supposed to climb onto the bosses and attack like weak points and stuff. But it's all related to your stamina. And while you're climbing on the character or climbing on the bosses will move and your character will wiggle, and it never seemed to work right like it's supposed to. And the whole time this is going on, you're wasting your stamina. And if you run out of stamina, your character's just left standing in the middle of the field, and it could just end up taking endless damage. Um, and I made the mistake of one of my doing like melee builds, which seems like the best way to play these games are with an archer or magic. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's parts of boss battles where I'm just sitting there while my companions are kind of fighting somewhat as I wait for like 15, 20 minutes to roll by for another sequence to start where I can
Mm-hmm.
fight them. And there's moments where they would have traveling to almost extend gameplay. Like I'd be in one area. There's no quick time travel or teleportation or anything like that. So it would be like so I fight this one boss, and then they're like, "Well, you need to go talk to this guy." So I'd run all the way across the map to just have one or two sentences with a random character, and then they'd be like, "Well, we need you right back to where you were just were," and then you have to run all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it almost reminded me of Breath of the Wild, not as bad as Breath of the Wild, but the endless running around and the respawning of enemies and feeling like what you're doing is just a waste of time.
And that always had fast
Um,
travel too, didn't it?
Probably. I can't remember as much. Um, yeah, it would just be asinine shit. Like walk all the way over here for a character to be like, "We need you back at the castle." It's like I just fucking left there. Granted, there was ways to get around. They would have this thing you could set down and use these expensive like these eyes were, as you're about to find out here with the crazy ending I got, because I was addicted to these teleportation things that you could teleport back to the main world, and then late in the game you get this thing you could set down and teleport back to. But if you didn't know where you needed to be when these sequences happened, there's no way to be able to set that thing down and have it to your advantage without knowing where the story's going. Um, but I would say the running out of stamina and it just you have to like wait to catch your breath.
Like a
But
wild.
yeah, yeah. I will say that the final boss battle was one of the more cooler boss fights I've ever had in a game. It lasts a long time. Like I want to say this fight took me an hour.
Jesus.
Like it's a long because there's different sequences into this final boss. Um, yeah, it had some cool moments in that, and when you finally did beat it, it did feel like you were accomplishing something.
Nice.
Um, I don't know, but so essentially these port crystals I was buying from the salesman. He had the cheapest ones. Well, near the end of the game, I stopped pursuing all the other like side quests with the female side characters because I was so addicted to this guy's fucking port crystals. And there's a time in the part of the game where this guy you're buying these port crystals from, he's just an evil fucking businessman. So the king wants to execute him, but you have to go around and prove his innocence. And I was so addicted to these port crystals, I didn't want him to get executed. So I paid all this money to write fake alibis and shit like that to keep this guy alive. And he had an annoying ass daughter, and I was like, oh shit, fucking if he dies, he's gonna leave this annoying ass fucking daughter in the world. He's gotta raise this daughter. So I was feeling for him, and I didn't want to lose my fucking port crystals. So I saved his life, and ended up getting port crystals for even cheaper, and it became like my little buddy in the game. Well, you get to the final boss, and the final boss takes him hostage. It's whatever your. The game is smart in that sense because the final boss did take your little side companion, like your little buddy in the world, as a hostage. And then so I did manage to, because the dragon wanted me to just essentially, this is like a minor spoiler, to take his soul, and the dragon would leave, so I could have him killed. And I was like, well, no, fuck you, dragon, I'm gonna fucking murder you. So I didn't do that. So after the final boss fight's over, we're all sitting at the campfire. I'm sitting at the campfire all by myself, and this businessman, which mind you, he's probably 350 with a mustache and bald head, and I made my character look just like Andre the Giant. Verbatim Andre the Giant. I'm sitting by the fire, this massive man, and this walrus man comes out of his tent and sits down next to me. And I was like, "Oh, look at this little couple buds sitting by the fire. We did it. My port crystal dealer. We did it." And dude, when I tell you, he fucking reached over and kissed me, and I lost my shit. And the game insinuates that you guys fuck right there next to the campfire.
What is this, a Halo show?
Yeah, dude, it was one of the wildest moments. And then I realized this whole time that I had saved this guy's life, and I saved his life twice. His business, like I helped him with like this dispute he was having over one of his properties. I helped his daughter one time. I realized that we were just fucking falling in love, and I had no idea. I was selling Bussy for fucking port crystals, Casey. That's how shitty fast travel was in this game. That I was selling Bussy for port crystals. Yeah, we definitely fucked. The game was definitely like, you guys are fucking. And then the game, I wake back in my world, and now my port crystal dealer is just following me around. We're definitely in love. It was such a fucking weird, funny. I was laughing so hard. This is unbelievable because I did not expect that. I didn't know this is where I was going with this guy. I just wanted fucking to be able to even as bad as the teleporting was, just the fact that I could kind of do it with his port crystals. We fell in love. I don't think there was real love though. My character just wanted port crystals, and I was just giving up my ass for him. Very weird too, because he just follows me around the world now, and I don't know where his daughter is. He's so in love with me that he just left his daughter back at the castle. There was definitely things like at the end, the game was quickly rushing through and flashing things that were happening that, based on what I did in the game, how things would play out. Like, certain parts of the map would be destroyed or whatever. Like cool sequences. But all I could focus on was the fact that I was now in love with this walrus man. Like it just the game was so serious up to that point. It was so fucking weird. That just threw me for a loop. I was laughing so fucking hard. I was like, this is unbelievable. But yeah, so that's Dragon's Dogma. I want to play Dark Arisen. I don't know if I want to play it on Series X or if I want to play through it twice again, because technically you could get achievements for this game 3 times by playing 3 different versions of the same game.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to play it as like a magic build or an archer, but we'll see. I'm kind of so burned out. Not burned out. Like I honestly feel like I could jump right back in and start playing it some more.
Is that because they pulled you in with a kiss and the fucking?
Fuck yeah, dude! It was so funny, and I forgot this era of games they were doing that, like Mass Effect.
Oh yeah.
All the weird shit going on. I forgot all about that, so it took me so off guard.
On Mass Effect, you see it coming from a mile away, because it does seem like you're building relationships, unless you're as oblivious. Mass Effect always seems.
I thought we were bros.
Yeah.
I thought we were buddies because I needed his fucking port crystals. He was an asshole too. He's a real piece of shit in the game. The game like leads it like, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit. I had to pay people like $6,000 for each of their alibis. I bought like 3 of them to save his life because that's how much of a piece of shit he was. And sure enough, we had a little redemption, and we fell in love at the end.
Oh
We
yeah,
fucked.
there you go.
But yeah, that's Dragon's Dogma, man. What a weird game. It's very Capcom-esque, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Good mindless RPG running around. But that's all I've been doing, dude. Selling Bussy for pork crystals.
You said you've been playing a lot of Switch.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Just like the SNES, Will's super into the Super Nintendo, and he
Mm-hmm.
was obsessed with it because he was in his 20s when that came out. Well, no, I guess he was, I don't know, a teenager and then into his 20s, and he played so many Super Nintendo titles that were on the online thing, and we're playing. He loves beat 'em ups, so we're playing some of the beat 'em ups together.
Nice.
And then I've just been going on Super Smash Bros. Like right before I fall asleep, I'll play a couple rounds. I'm trying to unlock all the characters, Smash Bros. And then the Switch has also become my Fortnite machine.
Two questions there. Smash Bros. Is this Ultimate, the newest one, or are you playing on 64? Like the.
Oh yeah, the Ultimate.
Oh yeah, very nice. We should play together, play some co-op, and kill some people online. It will definitely kill us.
I'm down. I also made a deal with him that at some point we will get Wonder and play that together.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's I told you how on game nights I want to try and get more actual games going again. I love Jackbox, and then I don't get tired of it like you do, but I miss like the actual game nights of like the breaking the Wii U out and the Switch and Smash Bros and all that stuff. And Nintendo games are, I think, one of the better systems for those kind of games. So I would totally be down. The next thing is Fortnite. Did you figure out a way to merge your account? Because I was going to play on Switch, but it won't let me merge my account, or do you just have separate ones?
No, yeah, I just merged it. Why? What does it say to you?
Oh, God, it's been a little bit since I tried now. I can tell you when we're off of here next time we'll talk about it.
Essentially,
Yeah.
how it works is you just, I think the Switch pops out a number,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to your login on your phone or computer for Fortnite, and you type in like Fortnite, what activate or something like that.
I'll try again to see if I was being stupid or if there's an actual issue I can tell you and see from there. You haven't been playing any Avatar? You falling behind here?
Actually, I put in the first Avatar, as soon as I beat Dragon's Dogma. I needed a palate cleanser after I realized I was just giving up my ass for pork crystals.
Wait, the old Avatar?
Yeah, the 360 one. Because I was like, I want to beat that one before I go on the next Avatar. So I just played a little bit of that at the beginning.
Are you really going to try and beat that before the new one?
Yeah, it's like a 8 hour long game.
I feel like you're just going to be sick of that visual, the world of Pandora.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how that's possible. I just love that world.
I hope so, if you're going to be spending like 40 hours in that minimum.
But yeah, that is it. I guess I could show you these. These are kind of a pickup. This is. Do you see these? See all that?
Yes. Is that?
This is Final Faction. Have you heard of this toy line?
I don't think so.
This is Dollar Tree's like GI Joe. These
I
things are
definitely
wild. They are. I watched a review on them a long time ago about how like Dollar Tree had designed these toys that got really pop. Like they were just cool. Like it's wild that they pulled this off with the low. Like there's vehicles, there's a comic, there's weapons, all kinds of characters, cool, really well designed bad guys. And I watched a video on it. I was like, "Hey, Will, I know you're into action figures, dude. This is a weird one. This is Dollar Tree figures. This was like 2 years ago when I first met him. He was like, "Oh, dude, I'm already into it. I bought all of them already." And Will makes custom action figures, so he had bought so many, and he had been making customs out of them. He was actually like, "Hey, dude, do you just want a full set of the whole toy line for free?" And I was like, "Yeah, definitely. Of course. Do you know me?" So yeah, this is the whole
God.
he said there's some variations, like, some of the characters, like I think they were the limited edition ones that were missing in here, but
Your gold
um,
Marios.
that's right, dude. But yeah, it's just a really cool, interesting toy, like that Dollar Tree had designed out of nowhere. That just Final Faction. If you want to go watch some cool YouTube videos on it, very very well done for what they were.
Okay.
Then he gave me a bunch of bootleg Dreamcast games. A bunch of 360 controllers and extra wires laying around his house. So there is some pickups.
Yeah, I got you. I must say, I feel like if you don't love the world of Pandora, I feel like it might be a mistake to play an Avatar game followed by an Avatar game. Um, especially when
I'll be fine.
All right. You heard Dave's already not too fond of the new Avatar. I've been playing it. I've only played it actually a few hours. You might have seen I've logged in like nonstop on it, but I said I was maybe going to try and better this year about not leaving stuff sit and not really tracking properly. I haven't looked at my hours, but it's probably way more than I've actually played. I've actually only played a few hours, and these kind of games, I probably could have got through not a good amount of the story because it's a longer game, but definitely more than I did. I'm trying to just exploring, and probably not the best for achievement racing because I could probably get a lot farther than I have so far.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, I love Avatar, and I think the world Pandora is fucking awesome. I think visually, even like graphically, I think it's one of the prettier games I've seen, especially in a while. I think it's hard to tell because I'm only, like I said, a few hours in the actual game. But I could definitely see it getting repetitive, and the world feels empty. I think it might be because I'm not. I saw someplace when I looked at achievement guides, I didn't want to spoil stuff, but I tried to get a little bit of a idea of what not to miss and whatever for a race.
Yeah.
And they were all saying how the achievements actually aren't too hard, even to get 1,000, which I don't know if I believe, but that's what it said. But they said the game itself is the hardest part, even if you put on the lowest difficulty. So I was like, oh, well, I don't want to get annoyed, so I'll put on the lowest. And I feel like the game's been pretty easy, especially because the world just seems mostly empty. But I am very early. Like, if you pan out, it's the thing where the maps are, like, grayed out where you haven't been. I've probably been in, like, 10% of it. So it's hard to speak too much. But I'm wondering if that is going to change a whole lot and it becomes a lot more the world filled or what's going to happen. But so I'm kind of surprised how good of reviews it got based off of what I played. I really enjoy it, but I think I'm kind of a target audience as far as the world. And then the stuff that I think are issues aren't really bothering me as much because I have stuff that I'm enjoying around it. But I guess also this seems to be the thing, open world and massive shit. People love it, so maybe that's why it's getting good reviews. Aside from, like I said, visually, I think it is very impressive. There's also, you're going to be playing with this guy, right?
What is it?
This guy?
What is it?
The core controller?
Yeah, yep.
Do you, on your triggers, do you change it to the bottom setting so it, like, clicks back really fast?
No, I've never done that.
Oh, okay. I think it's the best way to play shooters, but there's a hacking thing you have to do in the game that literally won't work with a trigger like that. I thought the game was broken. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I had to Google this, and the puzzle showed it just how I was trying to do it, and I was like, I don't think this can make a difference. And I changed it to this setting where you push it all the way in. I guess I could do it that way. And then it's super easy from there, but if you have it in the setting, it literally won't let you do it because it's like a touch-sensitive thing. It'll make more sense when you play. There's like a circle, and you have to get the circle inside of another circle. And when it's touch-sensitive, it can't go down far enough. So it just totally doesn't let you do it. And I thought the game was broken, but I've never seen that controller block you from doing something like that. It was weird. But I'm already, I think, 2 achievements and 30 points ahead of everybody, so it's not looking good. I think Bazooka is going to be writing an essay, though, so I don't think anybody has to worry about that.
Yeah, he says he's have issues with streaming, which as long as shit's hooked up Ethernet cable wise. There shouldn't be I've never had problems with it.
I don't think he does anything without having an issue. I think he's the issue, you know.
Poor
But
guy.
that's the new rule we set for this time. If you're dead last, you have to write a 2-page essay about why you're such a failure and why you didn't, why you finished last in the achievement race, or you can write a 1-page essay about the person that won and why they're so amazing and why they did everything right.
$10 uses AI to write it.
I thought about that. I was gonna say we should have to do a handwritten. I know you can still do that, but at least you had to take the time to look at everything and write it down. Because I felt like I thought about him. I could see Dave doing that too, just because he doesn't want to deal with it. So I was thinking maybe handwritten for that reason.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't consider it. Like I just plug this into Quillbot.
Yeah, I think when you, because I'm definitely gonna write mine. Well, not that I'd ever have to, but in theory, I'd write mine. So you motherfuckers better be writing why I'm so amazing or why you're such a failure. But besides Avatar, which I'll definitely be playing a lot more of that. Not a whole lot this week, and kind of all the similar stuff. Played some Infinite and MCC with Dave, Bazooka, and Derek. And then me and Dave played some NHL. Well, Dave didn't really play. We played one game, and he got the first goal, and then I got the next 6 goals. So 6-1. And I think he brought it on himself, though, because I was like, you can have the Blue Jackets if you want. And he's like, they fucking suck. So he picked the Avalanche, and guess the Blue Jackets didn't suck, huh?
Right, dude.
But that's all for me this week. What have you been watching?
Besides football, just football and 1,000-pound sisters. They're just very similar.
It's like offensive lineman, right?
That's right.
All right. Nothing else today?
Nope.
I've been watching a little sports right now. I'm not watching this. I checked the score since you brought it up. The Chiefs are up 27-24 on the Bills with 11 minutes left.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it's always hard telling Google. Google doesn't do a great tracker, but if it's correct, they're on the Bills' 1-yard line, so should be scoring another touchdown, sadly. And nothing in the theaters this week from home. We watched our weekly show, Severance, 2 more episodes. Still really enjoying it. It's an interesting show like Lost, where I'm catching a lot of stuff that I didn't catch the first time, even aside from the humor like I talked about last week. We finished the current season of Rick and Morty. I still mentally feel weird about the show because everything happened. And I don't think the voices are, I think they're definitely off.
Yeah.
But if I can separate that, I actually still think it's really good, but it's kind of like this part of my brain that hates it because of how things were handled. And then the only other thing we watched was a movie on Hulu called Self-Reliance. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a Lonely Island joint, which I like them a lot. And the idea of this movie sounded really funny. Danielle wanted to watch. I didn't even know anything about it. But it's a dude from New Girls. I forget his name.
Yeah.
He's a main actor.
I also wanted to watch this.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't spoil. I'll just tell you what it says in like the synopsis or whatever. He's in a reality show in real life where people are trying to kill him, and as long as he has somebody around him, then he's not allowed to be killed. It sounds like a hilarious idea. It's a good cast. I love The Lonely Island. I think it's okay. It's one of the weirder movies I've seen, and there's not a lot of like funny parts in it. It's not really like good action or anything. It's a weird ass movie. I don't think it's bad, but I feel like it should have been like a home run, and it's really fucking weird.
Yeah. That's weird because I saw the clip where he like runs into his friend when he's taking his shit to hide with him. I was like, this looks pretty funny.
That's one of the better parts, sadly, too. Maybe you could feel completely different. And there's some guy, I should look up his name. He's in I Think You Should Leave in a couple episodes. He's in this movie. I think he's hilarious. I'm confused how he got a job, though, because, I mean, it's cool. But, see, like right now, it said the Chiefs game's delayed on Google. I don't believe that. But he looks and acts like a homeless dude. in this, and I think he should leave. I don't know if he's just gonna do like the Danny McBride thing where that's his acting and he just does it in every movie. It's fucking awesome. I think he's hilarious, and I think it's cool with somebody like that in Hollywood where you usually have to be like really good looking, like have all these certain qualifications.
Yeah.
That this guy has a job, and I think he could have a lot of funny roles if they don't. Danny McBride for some reason hasn't gotten old, but Kevin Hart, Melissa McCarthy, a lot of these people do the same things, get very fucking old. So I don't know if he's gonna get. I don't think he'll get anywhere near that big, and he's pretty old too, I'd imagine, by his looks. But I don't want to say anything until you see the movie because I don't want to spoil his parts at all. I think he's some of the better moments of it. And when he's in, oh, so go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that reminds me. There's a baseball movie that I was like, God, I saw clips of it because my boss played college baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and then my other coworker coaches high school baseball. I guess like 10 years ago, there was a baseball movie getting passed around that was about a coach by the name of I think it's Wally Backman. Have you heard of this?
I know that name.
This is like real life Eastbound and Down documentary style.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Maybe that's
The
where
South
this
Georgia
clip is from.
Peanuts.
I saw a YouTube video. Me and one of my coworkers watch all the time. Where it's throwing. Is that the guy that throws all bats and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that clip and it's hilarious. But I just thought that was a YouTube video.
No, this is a real documentary. We were watching clips of it, and I was like, I know exactly who to watch this with. I was like, listen, my best friend, we have similar tastes when it comes to this kind of shit. And he's gonna lose his shit on some of the stuff I was seeing. But yeah, that baseball bat shit was fucking amazing.
It was batshit crazy. Yeah, no,
I
I
was like, I have
I
to
did
watch
think
this
it
with
was
Casey.
real. I didn't think it was like a scripted YouTube thing, but I just thought it was like one moment of somebody going crazy. I didn't know it was from a longer thing. So yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
down.
Let me South Georgia.
It's actually, the guy that I watched it with, Bill, the other Casey, or Will. We both got Will. He fucking loves it. So I'll tell him it's a full fledged thing he could find.
Yeah, we I would even consider buying, like, I'll buy them on Amazon, and we could have like a group thing if you wanted.
Okay.
It's a TV show. Looks like there's 10 episodes. Yeah, it looks like I can buy all 10 episodes for $8.
All right. Wow.
So I feel like we just have a fucking good time with that show.
I feel like there's probably only a handful of people that might like it, but I would definitely watch it, even if it's just me and you.
Okay.
I feel like Ryan would either absolutely love it or get very mad at it. How you been listening or reading any books? That's everything I've been playing this week.
No.
I only have one. I finished Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, book 5. I finished that and gonna figure out what I'm reading next. Or listening to next, let's be honest. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Yes.
Oh.
I remember there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ.
Didn't you do this last week?
Yeah.
What is this?
Dave Ramsey. That's how he ends his shows.
Okay, gotcha. I got something for you. I saw that you commented on the first short I put up. What happened to that short? Why is it just a regular YouTube video, but it's recognized as a short?
Because it's probably the length of it.
It's too long, you mean?
So did it upload as a YouTube video?
No, it did it as a short. It even categorized it different. But then when you click on it, it looks just like a YouTube video. Like, you know how a short totally has a different like format and everything.
Let me check and look and see.
If you can get it onto YouTube Studios on there, you'll see as well. It like breaks it down into a different category. But when you view the video, it's just a totally normal YouTube video. And it sucks because I was pretty proud of that. I was like, this would be a good short. Probably not because it might get us banned, but I put an 18 plus blocker on it though, so we hope we didn't get the wrong audience.
That might be your problem.
18 plus, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It didn't upload as a short.
That's weird though, because it on YouTube Studios, it recognizes it as a short. Like it breaks it down in different categories, and if you click on like videos, oh wait, it changed. Weird. It literally used to be in shorts. So shorts you can have 18 plus. I feel like I should tell you that.
I don't know. It could be this. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's something I could assume.
I don't know if I want to change this to not 18 plus. Seems I might get the wrong audience for what this video is. All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Anything else the cat wants to say?
What do you want to say, Layla? Layla. That's what she wants to say.
That was perfect because it cut it out. I think it got too loud. I was like,
Layla.
There we go. All right. Well, I guess that's it then. As always, you can send any questions or you can send any questions or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week.